I'm Alexander Hamilton. You may know me as the founding father on your $10 bill and the first Secretary of the Treasury. I did a lot before Aaron Burr shot me, but one of my proudest accomplishments was founding the city of Paterson in 1792 at the Great Falls of the Passaic River. In the years after the Revolution, I knew that to remain free, we needed to become economically independent, self-sufficient, to make our own stuff. We needed a cradle of industry, so I traveled 15 miles west of New York City to locate New Jersey's first corporation, the Society for Establishing Useful Manufactures, or SUM for short. The SUM would attract investors and labor to Paterson, which would become the first planned city of innovation. We had to find a way to harness the power of the Great Falls, the second largest waterfall by volume east of the Mississippi River. To be clear, it's not the falls themselves that provides the power, but the water drawn from the river before it goes over the falls. It's fed into what's called a raceway, a channel that moves the water downhill and into a flume where the water would turn a water wheel that was connected to a main shaft with gears and smaller wheels attached to it. These wheels were connected to the machines in the mills by leather belts. At peak capacity, the water in the raceway ran about 25 miles per hour, generating 2,000 horsepower. Big power back in the day. The first raceway section was constructed in the late 1700s, drawing water through a wooden dam above the falls. In the early 1800s, the SUM added a second raceway tier. Demand increased even more, so in the late 1820s, they made major changes to the raceway to allow for an upper section of mills. The last changes were made in 1838, the remains of which you can see today. Over time, electric power replaced the raceways, but to this day, the system is considered an engineering marvel. Paterson manufactured the first sailcloth for the American Navy. It became known as Silk City for the amount of silk products churned out by its thousands of mill workers. Continuous sheet paper was first made and rolled up in a mill here. Samuel Colt used raceway power to make his first revolvers, Colts that were used to secure the West. In our move west, Paterson produced half of the locomotives, more than 10,000 of them. The number 119 locomotive made here was used to connect the Transcontinental Railroad in Utah at the famous Golden Spike ceremony of 1869. The first operable submarine was invented and tested in Paterson, and the airplane engine that powered the Spirit of St. Louis was built here. Paterson's importance in building the world's largest economy would surprise even me, as would the economic opportunities provided to immigrants who came here with a diversity of talents and a dream. They still come here for the same reasons, and many still choose Paterson.